Right, I'm going to look at revision for the second BAM test. I think it's BAM 2, Stage 6, Units 2 and 3. And I'm just going to go through all the different topics. One of them, a lot of it's to do with adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing by whole numbers. Whole number, another word for whole numbers actually is integers. Okay, so let's do an example on the board here. Let's say I wanted to do 3,571 and I wanted to add on 213. So what I would do is put 3,571 at the top, 213 underneath. Notice everything's lined up neatly. There's the units, there's the tens, there's the hundreds, and there's the thousands. And then you put a line there and you start adding. So 1 and 3 makes 4, 7 and 1 is 8, 5 and 2 is 7, and 3 and nothing there, 3,784. Very easy. Okay. So let's now do the same question again. So save me a bit of time here. Remove that. But this time, let's do a subtraction. Okay. So we'll put take away there. Now, 1 take away 3 you can't do because the number at the bottom is bigger than the number at the top. So you have to borrow. So you go off from here. You borrow off the 7 leaves you a 6. Put the 1 back on there is 11. 11 take away 3 leaves you at 8. 6 take away 1 you can do because the number at the top is bigger than the number at the bottom, or at least equal to it. So 6 take away 1 leaves you a 5. 5 take away 2 is 3, and there's nothing there. 3 take away nothing is 0. Sometimes some students put a 0 there just to help them on that one there. Okay, that covers all of subtracting. Okay, thank you very much. Right, let's look at multiplication. Let's look at long multiplication. We can do long multiplication, you can do any multiplication, yeah? Let's go with 385 multiplied by 47. Okay? So, there are 2 ways of doing this. One is the column way of doing it like that. So you do that. Because there's 2 digits there, you've got to leave 2 spaces there, and then the answer goes underneath here. We're going to add these together and multiply. So the first thing I do there, actually just remove them out of the way there for the time being. So the first thing you've got to do is 385 times that 7. So I'm going to write times 7 at the side so you can see my method. Okay, so 5 times 7 is 35. So put the 5 in, carry the 3. 8 sevens. There's a little trick because obviously you've got to know your times table. Well, 8 sevens follows a little pattern. It's 56. So if you write the numbers 5, 6, 7, 8. There's your 8 times 7 is 56. So 7 times 8, or 7 times 8, 56, which is the same as 7 times 8. It's the same as 56. If you swap them around, it doesn't make any difference to the answer there. So 5 times 7 is 35. 8 sevens is 56. Cross off the 3 because you've got to add that on, don't forget it. 8 sevens is 56, plus the 3 is 59. Put the 9 there, carry the 5 over. 3 sevens, or 7 threes, which way you want to say it, is 21, plus the 5 is 26, 2,692. Now you're going to times by this 4 here, but it isn't 4, because that's the units, that's the tens. You're actually timesing by 40. So what you cleverly do here is you stick a 0 here, and make sure your digits are in line. Okay? And that now, I can now do 385 times 4, but I know I'm really timesing by 40 because the 0's been put on there. I've actually moved the digits across. 5 times 4 is 20, put the 0 in, carry the 2. So we're doing 385 times 4, which is actually 40 as I've said. 5 4s are 20, put the 0 in, carry the 2 tens. 8 times 4 is 32, plus the 2 is 34, carry the 3. And 3 times 4 is 12, add the 3 is 15. So actually 384 times 4 is 15,400. And all you then do is you add them up. Starting here, 5 and nothing is 5, 9 and nothing is 9. Notice I don't have to carry, those remainders have been accounted for, so I cross them out neatly, but I can still see my workings. 6 and 4 is 10, put the 0 in, carry the 1. 5 and 2 is 7, plus this 1 is 8, and then there's 1 here. So that reads, that's 18,095. That's a long multiplication one. Okay, let's now look at the final one. We've done adding, subtracting, we've done multiplying. Let's look at dividing. Okay, so let's do a short division first of all. So let's add 3,408 divided by 6. So So we tend to use the bus stop method here, 3408. Okay. So you can write down your 6 times table at the side, 6, 12, 18 if you want. Okay, you should know you can't write them all out, 24. A little trick there, if you struggle with that, especially with the bigger times table, I tend to add 10 on and then take off 4. You don't have to use that if you know your times table. So if you add 10 onto that, makes 16. 16 take away 4 gives you 12. And then if you now add 10 onto that, there's the 10s, that's 22. Take away 4, 18. Add 10 onto that, 28. Take away 4, 24. So you can generate 1 6, 2 6s, 3 6s, and 4 6s. 6 into 3 won't go, it's too small. So you can put nothing there. Okay, carry the 3 over. Okay, there. 6 into 34, well, how many 6s go into 34? We can go a bit further on that list. Let me just go over here. So going 30, 36. So therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s are 30. 6 6s are too much because I want to get to 34, so it's 5 6s. So you do 5 times 6 is 30. What do you add on from 30 to 34? 4, so you carry the 4 over. 6 into 40 go how many? Well, you carry on that list again, add another 6 on, or add 10, take away 4, you get 42. That's 7 6s are 42. 7 are on the line there. That's too much for 40, so we want 6 6s at 36. 36 add what makes 40 is 4. And then from there, we go 6 into 48, and for these I've got any remainders on. We've had another 6, it's gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, exactly that. If you have put the naught there, you cannot write your answers 068, so make sure you under the answer box you write 568. It's gone to 568, lots of 6 give you that. If you were to multiply those two together, it would give you back 3,408. Okay. Okay, next one. Let's go into a long division where you've got a double digit coming in there, much more difficult. Yes? Okay. So I picked here 7896. So 7896 divided by, and I've chosen to go with the 14 times table, which is outside our times table because we know up to 12 times 12 is 144. So what we do 14s into this, okay, and you get that, okay. Now, how do we do our 14 times table? Well, if I write underneath here, really easy there. Add on 10 and then add on 4. So add on the 10 there, gives you 24, plus the 4 is 28. Add on the 10 there, go again, it's like adding 14 on, isn't it there? 10 onto that is 38, plus the 4, 42. Add on 10 onto that is 52, plus the 4 is 56. Add the 10 onto that, 66 plus the 4 is 70. And you've got 1, 2, 3 at the moment, 5 multiples, up to 5 multiples of 14. 14s into the 7 won't go because it's too small. Put a naught there if you want. Carry it over. 14s into 78. Well, if I add another 14 onto that, that's like adding 10 and 4 onto that, you get 84. So the most number of 14s you can get to 78 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is too much, it's gone over. So it's that. So that's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 14s are 70. 70 add what makes 78? 8. So you've got 89. 14s into 89. Well, I don't have to go any further here, but if I add 10 onto that, 94 plus another 4, that's going to give you 98, which is actually 7 14s. I want to get to 89, so the most I can get is there because that's gone over, so that's as far as I can get. So that is going to give you 6 14s at 84. 84 add what makes 89 is 5, and then 14s into 56, yeah, there it is, 14. And it's gone 564 times there, yeah? Okay, and obviously your answer is not 0564, answer 564. Done. Just want to go back to the long, well, I think most people do the column method, but you've got to remember put the naught on the second line. But if I go back to that long multiplication, I had a bit there. I had 385 multiplied by 47, yeah? Now another way you can do that is draw a grid. You can split that into units, that's 7 ones is 7, and then 4 tens is 40, so I'll put them down there, 40 and 7, 47. That's units, that's tens, that's hundreds. So that's actually 300. That's 8 tens, which is, that's 3 times 100, 300. 8 times 10 is 80, and then 5 times what units is 1 is that, and they all add up to 385. Now all you've got to do is multiply, so there's a little trick here. Get my red pen on this. Anything with noughts, you can like multiply them by the number of noughts is like how many noughts there are, it's how many times you multiply by 10. So if you do 40 times 30, 4 threes is 12, add on 1, 2, 3 noughts, 12,000. 40 times 8, well 8 fours, again you've got to know your tables, 32. Add on the 2 noughts there, 3,200. 5 times 4, 40, well 5 times 4 is 20. Add on the 1 naught, so 20, add the 1, 200. 7 times 30, 300. 7 threes is 21. Add on the 2 noughts there, you've got that. 7 eighths is 56. Add on the 1 naught, there's no noughts there, that. And then 7 times 5 is 35. And then what you do, you have to add them up. It's actually, so you get 12,000. There's your units, there's your tens, there's your hundreds, there's your thousands, and there's your tens of thousands. So you've got, doesn't matter what order I put these in, I've got 3,200, I've got across my rows there, I've got a 200 there, I've got a 2,100, and 560, make sure everything's lined up, and a 35, and then you just add them up. You might say this is a bit longer, this is what works for you though, isn't it? Adding all that, there's nothing there, so you get to the 5, that's 5, nothing there, 6 and 3 is 9, there, 2 and 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 5 and 5 is 10, carry the 1, 2 and 3 is 5, 5 and 2 and 3 is 5, 5 and 2 is 7, add the 8, try that again, 2 and 3 is 5, 5 and 2 is 7, add the 1 is 8, got there, and there's 1 and nothing there, 18,095, okay, on that one. And that's just another way of doing that. Okay, other things which could be on the test, that's just another way of doing it. You probably prefer the column method, which I explained earlier with that. Problems. You could have a worded sentence, and you've got to decide, do you add, do you subtract, do you multiply, or do you divide, yeah? Let's say you've got a school trip, yeah, I'm not going to write it on the board, you've got a school trip, and let's say each child, each child, each student, pays, in money terms, let's say they're paying £27. What does each mean? That's for every student, for every one student. So one student, £27, 2 students, 2 lots of that, 3 students, 3 lots of that. Yeah, because that's each student is paying the same there. And because it's the same, you want to know 242 children go on the trip, so 242 children altogether, or students. So what you've got to do, well, I wouldn't add all that. You could do a really long list and go 27 plus 27 plus 27 for 242 times. Now, if you were to keep adding 27 on and keep doing that 242 times, you'd be off the board and never finish the exam. So what you're doing is repeated addition. So really, repeated addition is saying multiplication. So you just multiply that, because that means if you wrote a list of 242 of those down, it's like 242 lots of it. So repeated addition, adding the same number each time, is the same as multiply. I'm not going to do that, but you know how to do your long multiplication. So there's little problems. You've got to decide whether you're timesing, sharing out, yeah? If it's a number, how many times it goes into it will be a divide, and you'll have to decide on that with your problems. One of the harder questions is what we call missing digits. So somebody has done a calculation, and I know on the test they do it with adding and subtracting. So let's say, for example, I've got 4, 5, and I've got a missing number there, box there, so 4, 5, and then I've got 2, and then a missing 1 there, and a 8 here. Now somebody has added those numbers up, but obviously wrote down the missing numbers, and you've got 711. You've got to find the missing digits. So I'm going to use my pen here. Well, it can't be 1, because 1 add 8 is 9, so it's got to be a bigger number. So what was that? Well, you can't make 1 for that, so it must have been 11. So I reckon there must have been a 1 there. And now what number adds with that to give you 11? That must be 3, because 3 add 8 gives you 11. Okay, and then you've got to add these together here. Now this is another sort of a mean question here. So I've got 5 and 6 at the moment. We're going to go and make 1. Well, I reckon it's 11 again. So if I carry that over there, 5 and 1 is 6. What do you add with 6 to make 11? I think that's going to be a 5 there. Check it. 5 and 5 is 10, plus the 1 makes 11. So all these little remainders have gone missing. And then finish it off here. Does it tie up? Check out. 4 and 2, plus the 1 there. Cross these off. Now add that 1 on. Yes, it does. It works there. So a little bit harder. They're sort of problem solving at the end of the test. Another one. Let's do a subtracting one where you obviously got to borrow on that. Let's go 900. Let's go with 940 something. So I've already done this calculation, but rubbed out the digits. There's 940 something, and then you've got something 7 there. This time I'm going to subtract them, which is probably a little bit harder. And I'm going to tell me the answer is 9, 1, 6. Now, okay, what can you take away from, what number's got to go there to take away that? Well, it's got to be bigger than 7 to do that. So the number I'm looking at there is, well, think about it, add the 6 back onto there, yeah, because it's already been taken away. That will give you 13. So I suspect this number here is 13. Yeah, so there must have been a 1 there, so therefore I must have borrowed off that to leave that. Now if that's the case, 13 take away 7 leaves you with 6. 3 take away something there has got to leave you 1, that must be the 2. Then 9 take away nothing there. So yeah, it's quite difficult. You're having to figure out what's going on there. Okay, if you've got most of the marks by then, you've probably got a real good result by then anyway. And then finally, what's on the test is something called bid mass. Okay. Bid mass, which is in your books, and it's the order in which you do a calculation, yeah? And you always work this way from that way, left to right. B is brackets, so if you see brackets first, you do them first. I is indices, that's like the squares, the cubes, the square roots, all those fancy things. Divide and multiply come next, but they have what we call, because they're opposites of each other, they have equal priority from left to right, and they are add and subtract are opposite, so they have equal priority. So that little symbol there means equal priority. Whatever comes first from the left, or there. Oops, spelling. Check that there. Equal priority. Just make that a bit better. Priority. Okay, so let's do a question. Let's do a couple here. Let's go 4 plus 7 multiplied by 3. I'm going to use my red pen here. Well, according to bid mass, we've got along here. Any brackets first? Yes. So we're going to do those first, but we still read it left to right. What comes out the bracket? 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 times 3, there's only one other thing to do, multiply, so I don't write need to know. So I've done B for bracket there first, then it's obviously M for multiply. Answer 33. Okay. Another one. Let's move that off there. Well, let's go with, okay, let's make it a little bit more difficult. 3 little 2, okay, minus 10 plus 4. Now, according to, I know some are very good at this, they'll do 2 items in one go. Now, according to bid mass, have we got brackets first? Yes, so we're supposed to do those first. So we still read it left to right, so I'm going to leave that bit on its own at the moment. So 3 squared, what comes out the bracket? 10 plus 4 is 14. That's the B for the bracket. What's coming next? I for indices. Well, that's what these are here, this little 2 here. Now, the biggest mistake students make out there is 3 squared, I'll write it here. Okay, it's the power index number tells me how many times it multiplies by itself. So it's saying to the base number 3, you're getting squared, you're times it by itself again, so that gives you 9. It is not, this is a common mistake, what some students do, they just multiply 3 times 2 is 6. That is a big no there, it is 9. So if I go back to my work in here, left to right, 3 squared is 9. 9 take away 14, well I'm actually taking away more than I've got, okay? So think about it, what would 14 take away 9 be? Well, that would be 5, but it's the other way around. So that's going to give you minus 5. Or if you struggle doing that, you've got a minus number, you're 5 below 0. Draw a thermometer, number line, put 9. Now 9 is 9 above 0, so if you drop 9 places, you get to 0. Now you've got to drop 14, so you use 9 of the 14 up. So count up from 9 to 14, that's an extra 5 more. So you drop 5 below 0, notice 9 and 5 is 14. You're 5 below 0, and you get minus 5 there, okay? And then one more example quickly. Let's go with this one. 6 times 2, okay, because obviously this test will be non-calculator, plus 20 divided by 4. Now I said to you, you work left to right, they have equal priority, so which one has the equal priority from left to right? Well, the M, although you've got D and M, which one has priority here from left to right? The multiply comes first. Okay, some people end up doing both these in one go. So I like that. We do the multiply first. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 20 divided by 4. Obviously add comes later down here, so that's not in the order, so it's got to be between multiply and divide because they come first there. And then if you look at that, you've now got D for divide. You know, they still take priority from left to right. Add comes later up here. No, that's only pair with subtract. So you're going to do D for divide, you're going to do this bit here, which is that bit. So you do 12 plus 20, how many 4s, remember dividing is your times table, how many 4s go into 20, how many lots of 4 away, that's 5, check it, 5 4s are 20, so that's 5, and then just add them at the end, obviously there's only one thing to do, add them together, 17. Okay, and that's your little revision session on Band 2, Stage 6, Units 2 and 3 combined. So all this is combined together. I hope that might prove useful to get a real good score on the BAM test. Thank you very much.